and welcome back to another episode of Two Mates and a Mic. Now, for all of our devoted listeners out there, you all know that we left last week's episode on a massive cliffhanger because we have since been and come back from Toby Scott's Stag Do.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely brilliant. We had a brilliant time. But before we get into the whole episode, because I think the whole episode should be devoted to the stag and what the events we've been doing. But actually, it's been a long time since we actually recorded an episode because, I mean, we used to see it come out on a weekly basis, but sometimes we record it 10 days apart. So last time we did the podcast was on last Monday, I think, when we filmed.
Yeah.
So how's your week been, mate? Apart from the stag?
Yeah, obviously we saw each other on Monday just gone because that's when we came back. But yeah, the week's been really good. Back at work after the bank holiday weekend and the stag do. It's been great. Been keeping very busy. Lots of quizzes and things like that. Lots of karaoke's coming up. Just keeping myself really busy, to be honest. And yeah, got lots of planning for the wedding going on because it's only like less than 3 months away.
Yeah, you've had the fun bit now. It's time to get serious.
Yeah. It's time to get the wedding head on and the bank card out.
Especially on a bank holiday. That's just been as well.
Yeah, but it's been a really, really good week. And what about you? It looks like you are somewhere very bougie.
I'm very bougie. Do you know what? I'm still currently on tour. So between the stag that we had on the weekend, I have had a very busy few weeks actually. So I'm still on the Butlins run, and then on the Friday we did some filming with the Animal Guys. We did some like TikTok and YouTube videos and just some little snippets that we do to promote and put out throughout the year. So we got the whole team together. They did Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I did just the Friday. And I know that you watched one of the videos, which was Cone Man with the amazing Michael Batchelor.
Yeah.
Sensational, isn't it?
So, honestly, I showed it to some of the kids at work as well. And they went round. We were in the lunch hall and they saw some cones at the side and went, "Look, it's Cone Man's best friend." And I was like, "Oh gosh." They loved the video. They thought Michael was hilarious. They were like, "This is an incredible video." So that went down really well. And they also went, "Can we watch the ant video that you Animal Guys have got out as well?" So that one's going to get watched as well. So you've got a following of my class currently.
We'll take it. I'm in. I'll take the class. We're all day long. Big shout out.
I will push that to the high heavens because it's great. But yeah, so where are you now then with this bougie place?
I am in a lovely hotel. I can't actually remember the name of the hotel. I think it's Manor-Thorpe Hotel or Roger Thorpe, which is lovely, and Wakefield. So we are. So I've just been back on the Butlins run since the stag do, and then we are in Wakefield tomorrow, and then we travel to Middleton. So I'm in a lovely bougie hotel room, which is very, very nice. We actually, funny enough, for the listeners, nothing ever goes perfectly well on Two Mates and a Mic. We've already done this part of the podcast, but we had a bit of internet problems before we started.
Yeah, and it's always when you're away from your laptop that we seem to have these problems.
It's my phone, mate. It's disastrous. It's a walk. I've got these two little. Everyone says this, like my phone is a mess. Like I've got these two little black spots that are just currently on my phone. That just won't go away anywhere. So if anyone knows how to get rid of them, please in the comments let me know.
I have told David to get a new phone, by the way. But he's adamant.
I'm getting a new one in November. I get the upgrade in November.
Honestly, I think every person on this stag do went, "David, what is wrong with your phone?" And he was like, my contract's up in November. I'll get a new one then. I'll upgrade. Just get yourself a new one.
Right, perfectly reasonable answer. But it's been a brilliant week. I think we're both absolutely shattered from the weekend shenanigans.
Yeah.
It was do you know what this podcast is? it's a whole episode on its own. But do you know
Yeah.
what? I think we're going to do it with a little bit of a difference because I think it needs to be done from your perspective as the stag. So I
All right.
think we'll do a day by day, a
Yeah.
bit by bit, breakdown of what we did on the stag do, what happened, everything, and I will just chip in. But I think as the stag, and it's all about you. You
Yeah.
deserve to take the floor on this, Toby. So two mates in the mic is over to you.
Perfect. Right. So we're going to start as I left work on the Friday afternoon, pottering along 12 o'clock. Got home, picked up Lee, Grace's dad, and then we headed to Crew Travelodge, where we were staying the night before the Saturday, because I didn't know what we were planning on Saturday. But wherever we were driving to on the Saturday, I was assuming this was Manchester. We were staying in Crewe. So we got there, parked up, got in the hotel, lovely Travelodge. I sat on the bed, just like a lot of time driving, sat on the bed. As soon as I sat on the bed, there was a knock at the door. And I went, oh. So I got up to the door.
So it begins.
So it begins. The weekend of surprises begin now. So I opened the door from there, and stood outside the door was my dad, Dan, and my mate Tyler. So shout out to those three who surprised me at the Travelodge with the first surprise of the weekend. There were many more to come. We were talking about that first surprise, and Dan was saying how he almost gave it away, because apparently he stood at his window, like peeping through, going, they're here, and then forgot that I might actually have been able to see him. But I think the 4.5 hour drive and paying £11.60 to travel on a 20-minute road had got to my head a bit at that point. Yeah. So anything out of this any peripheral vision was gone. I was like, get me on a bed to sit down, 4 in a bed on, and relax.
Love 4 in a bed.
Love 4 in a bed. Then, so we went to have some food, and then we FaceTimed you.
You did? Because I was in Liverpool still filming, so I wasn't there for the Friday night.
No, and then you told me that we were going to Preston to go watch Preston versus Southampton.
Now, Preston's important to you because obviously you went to university there, didn't you?
Yeah, so I spent 3 years at Preston at uni, so it's really nice to go back there, see how it's changed.
Has a lot of it changed from that perspective? Because when I went back to my uni recently, just to have a wander, there was things that I always remember there was this big shopping complex that when I was there, they were literally like, this will be built in 2022. And I remember going, oh, that'll be nice. I'm not going to be there for that, but that'll be nice. And when I went back in 2024, I was like, oh my God, it's actually there. It's there.
Yeah, so the university built a student complex out on what was a roundabout, or what it still is a roundabout, but they've taken most of it off and upgraded the whole roading. So that was getting built when I was at uni, or there were talks about it getting built. So seeing that and all of how they've upgraded the uni has changed a lot, but a lot of it is still the same. There was still a shopping centre, and you can vouch for this because you were like, "Oh my God, I love it!" Roast. There's a place
I love a roast. Love a roast.
And basically, it sells sweet and chili chicken, salt and chili pepper chips. You can get massive baguettes for £2.50. Absolute bargain. So stunning. Things like that, I was like, it's really nice to see still here. So then we went to the game after we met you, and because you met us in Preston. Got to the game, watched the game. Great game of football.
It was actually a really good game of football.
It was actually a really good game of football, and so we watched that. Had some laughs there as well.
Bear in mind, we were in the Southampton end with a Pompey fan.
Yeah, and massive appreciation to Lee there, because I know the struggles he went through, and even like my dad was like, I would never sit in an Oxford end as a swim
Yeah.
So massive appreciation to Lee. So if he,
You can see he was burning with all the chants that they kept going.
yeah, some of them we will not be repeating on this podcast.
We're the left side, we're the left side, we're the left side, over it.
Honestly, that was your favourite chant.
I loved it.
The whole weekend was just
I've never heard it.
Never heard it. That's the thing. Like the championship comes up with some of the best chants. But yeah, so we did that, and then we headed off into Preston to go to some of the old haunts. A place called Ships and Giggles.
It was so bad, but so good.
Yeah, it's one of those pubs at uni where you're there for the cheap drinks and the weird and niche vibe of the pub. It was like a pirate's pub kind of aesthetic, and it was a bit like, okay, so we're going this, but it was clap. It was so good. Me and Dan sat down and had a game of, well, I say a game, like a quarter of a game of FIFA.
And demolished you.
FIFA 19, and I lost 3-0. And then by that point, I put the controller down and went, I'm not playing anymore. So I did rage quit. I was like, this is my stag. This shouldn't be happening. I'm going to move away. And then we went, decided then just to go check where I used to work. It was very busy. I think they were doing bottomless brunches by the look of it. So
they were doing bottomless brunches in there.
Yeah, so I was like, right, let's go to the accommodation. Let's go to Manchester, and then drop our stuff and go out, because you'd booked somewhere to go, I believe.
I had.
You had. So yeah, we dropped the stuff at the accommodation. I booked an Airbnb for this. And oh my goodness.
The accommodation was so good.
So good. And it had everything we needed. Everything was like, we went to Spoons every day, didn't we? Because it was like round the corner. We went
cheap and cheerful, mate.
Yeah, cheap and cheerful. Went for dinner on the Saturday before we went out. Sunday, did we go to Spoons on the Sunday?
No, we didn't go to Spoons on a Sunday. We went on the Monday.
Yeah, and then we went on the Monday. So didn't go on the Sunday, but went on the Monday. So yeah, then we went into Manchester, and you booked a place called Lane 7 to do some bowling.
Well, before we get to that, you're forgetting what you had to wear for the first.
Oh yeah, so we got to the accommodation, and my dad went, "You have to wear this," and the only way I can describe it was, if you have ever seen Jersey Boys, if you're listening or watching and you've ever seen Jersey Boys, it was a red jacket, but it was connected to the T-shirt at the same time. But the T-shirt wasn't a full T-shirt; it was like a bib.
It was like a quarter.
And then this was mine from college as well, so it's not like it was bought for the stag do. It was mine from home, which Dad had brought for the stag do.
From the perspective of that as well, Phil, bless him, shout out to Phil. He when we were like planning the stag, he was just like, I've got this and I've got this, and I went, do you know what? You know exactly what you're doing with this. You go for it. I organised something else later on, but like for that I was like, you go for it, you go, Phil. And he was all over that. He loved it. And also I think as well with the red coat, a lot of people actually messaged me afterwards going, was the red coat because Toby was a red coat, but it actually wasn't. But it kind of worked at the same thing.
It did, yeah. So it was like a double thing. So along with something else that happened and you organised later on, but we'll get onto that. So yeah, then we went out with me in this Jersey Boys attire, and we got some food. Met a lovely gentleman in Wetherspoons who decided to comment on my attire, and at the same time comment on the look of Tyler's eyes. Tyler's moustache. Sorry,
his moustache. Yeah, he wasn't a fan, was he?
No, he wasn't a fan of the tash, but we all loved it, and that's what matters. So then we got a Uber into Manchester. Lived off Uber this trip, didn't we?
We did. Did you know what? We had one Uber driver that was sensational.
Honestly, the best, and we will get on to him when we get to his journey.
Yeah.
So yeah, then we went to Lane 7, was it?
Lane 7, yes.
Yeah, we booked bowling at Lane 7. And we were a tad early, so we went and sat outside, didn't we? Sat outside.
We had a few drinks.
A few. Yeah, and then you cracked out a lovely quiz, didn't you, David? You love a quiz.
I cracked out, yes. So basically, I prepared a couple of games. One game was how well do you know your stag party? And for that one, it was basically I'd asked the boys to just give me 3 questions, but one question had to be very, very difficult. However, I think a lot of them took that as all the questions had to be very, very difficult.
Do you know what? Dan gave some, I mean, not some impossible questions, but like questions that, one of them I think was, what was my first university song?
I was like, oh, there's no way Toby's getting this.
And I'm like, that was like over, what, 7 years ago, maybe, something like that? I don't know. And I was like, I can't even remember what I had for dinner yesterday, let alone...
The red coat one of mine, you should have got right. That was shocking from you.
Yeah, no, I did, yeah. I just, because we've sung and nicked up so many songs of each other, no idea. But yeah, there's so much...
Then we did another quiz where I basically had got some... I'd asked Grace some Mr. and Mrs. questions about you and her, which caused a lot of controversy, which I want to ask on the podcast. Have you addressed those situations with Grace? Just before we go in, actually, these aren't marriage-deterring questions, but there are a few that even the father-in-law of Toby, her dad, went, there's no way that is
we did have conversations, and we did have a chat, and to be honest, I'm still determined that my answer was the correct answer. However,
I think everyone deterred that was the correct answer.
However, I am right. I was right. Just I'm leaving it at that because...
Do you know what? Happy wife, happy life, mate. Let her be right.
Exactly. So I know that Grace is listening right now, and she's just popped her head out. Yeah, you were right. You were right.
Yeah, Grace, you were so right on some of them.
No, not really. An appearance. We got an appearance.
Yes, she's in. Come on, Grace, stick your head in onto the podcast. Come on, first time.
Grace. No, she's not coming in because she knows that I am right.
Anyway, before we have to plan another stag do, let's
yeah. So then we went into bowling, and bowling was great.
We had some free drinks. I had a strawberry daiquiri, mate.
Yeah.
Delish.
I had a pina colada. They were lovely. But I think that's why I bottled it, because I had too many pina coladas. Because I started with a strike, and I was like, I've got this in the bag. I've started off strong, and then got progressively, not worse, but I let people...
You couldn't have been any worse than Dan.
Yes.
I mean, Dan, fair play. Dan took a lot of banter in this weekend, but that was one in particular. He had a shocker in bowling.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think for that, he took, like you said, he took a lot of the banter this weekend that we had. But the one that I was like, I don't know how he's recovering from this, is when the bar person came to take our order for drinks, took one look at his score and went, "Ooh, that's bad." I was like, oh gosh. But no, he did take a lot of banter in. So hats off to Dan for the banter he took. And then
he did well.
Did some karaoke.
This was all you, Tobe. This was amazing.
Honestly, I had the best time in the karaoke booth. It was one of those that I actually don't think I clocked that we were doing it until you told me. I had, like I said to you, I had a hope that we do something like that, because I was like, I love karaoke.
Toby, you love a bit of karaoke.
I love a bit of karaoke. I love a sing-song. And honestly, it was great. Everyone got involved, which was fantastic.
We
We
all
had
did it.
some,
We all put a wheel together and did a
yeah,
spin the wheel to choose one song just off the bat, and then we just
yeah.
all just took a song or a couple of songs each, and we found out that Lee can actually hit some very high notes in Jersey.
Oh, yeah. Lee was on top form, and to be fair, was absolutely class. However, did pay for it the next day. Bless him.
Yeah, he lost his voice, didn't he?
He lost his voice. But yeah, and then we discovered the anthem of the Stag Do.
Yes.
And for those that want to know, it was "Rein Me In" by Olivia Dean and Sam Fender.
Oh.
Loved the tune, but I think it became the anthem because my dad had no idea who Olivia Dean was. Yeah, just for the whole weekend was like, Olivia who? So that became the anthem of the weekend. And
Do you know what the spooky thing was? When we went to the event the next day, that we'll go and talk about, we were standing in the venue, and literally all of a sudden it was playing. We were like, that's a sign. That's the anthem.
Yeah, and I think that just it's such a feel-good song, and I feel like that's why it's really nice and epitomises the weekend, because
100%.
So yeah, we did that, and then we went to a place called The Box, which, oh my
so good.
Oh, and I think if it hadn't have been such a long day with so much crammed into it, I think we'd have been there a lot longer than we were. But the band that were there were phenomenal.
Shout out to the Shindigs. That's what they're called.
Shout out to the Shindigs. We'll, I reckon we'll pop their if they've got a YouTube or an Instagram, we'll pop it in.
We'll put it in the description.
Yeah, and go and have a look at them, listen to them, because they were ace. Like, they did pop, pop punk. There was such a variety, wasn't there?
Yeah, so good. They were really, really good. I had a brilliant time in there, and you could just sense that everyone was just having a really nice time. And I thought Manchester as a whole was actually really nice.
No, it was really nice. Everyone was really friendly. That's what I got as well. The vibe that everyone was out and having a nice time, and there was no one that really was trying to, apart from on the Sunday, but that wasn't whatever. Apart from on the Sunday, there was no, you couldn't tell if there was any big bust-ups. Not between us at all. Not between the stag party, but on a night out or whatever, or in something, there wasn't any, drama that went on.
No, it was stunning.
It was really nice. It was a nice, chill weekend. So then we did that, went back to the Accom, had a chill evening, and and then we moved on to the Sunday.
Which was great. We had a lovely breakfast in the morning. Shout out, Phil. Sausage and bacon, stunning.
Yeah, and I forgot to say, on the Saturday in Wetherspoons, I ordered a lovely breakfast wrap, and it came to the table, and Dan went, "Yeah, that's mine." And I thought he'd ordered a breakfast wrap as well. Turns out he ordered the muffin. So Dan enjoyed my breakfast on the Saturday.
You were devastated by that.
I was devastated. And then I had it on the Monday morning, and the wrap was lovely. And I was like, I missed out on the Saturday.
You'd have had a double wrap, mate.
Oh, but yeah, that was that I thought I'd just drop in there because I forgot to mention that. But and then at the end I'll mention my moment. I've got a moment of the stag do that I'm going to mention at the end. The moment that made, I think, one of the moments that made me laugh the most. So yeah, after that on the Sunday, we all woke up. My dad did. It was a Sunday. He did the breakfast, didn't he? You said, yeah. Yeah, so he did the breakfast on Sunday, and then we went to team sport go-karting.
Mate, how good was the go-karting?
Oh, but before we got there, we all had some lovely T-shirts.
Yeah, sweet. I should have brought it with me to wear it for the thing.
I've got mine somewhere, and what we'll do is, I think, once this episode airs and it's out there, we'll put a lovely picture of. We'll either put a picture of the T-shirts up so everyone gets to see what it looked like and things like that, because that might be nice. But yeah,
If you follow us on social media as well, you would have seen them anyway.
No, definitely. So yeah, we went to team sport go karting, which was crack. It was such a good time. But we got there, and we checked in, and the woman went, "So who's the stag?" And I went, "Oh, it's me." And she went, "Okay, this is for you," and handed me a pink jumpsuit, like a pink jumpsuit, a bright pink jumpsuit. And I was like, "What is going on?" Bearing in mind, at this point, I was dressed as Mrs. Brown as well.
Yes. Oh, yeah, we forgot the outfit.
So, yeah, that morning, my outfit for the day was Mrs. Brown. So, yeah, I had a lot of funny looks.
You took it all in great sport, Toby, mate.
You've got to, haven't you? Otherwise, it's part of the fun in it. And
exactly.
So, yeah, I took the pink jumpsuit, and she went, "Oh, yeah, and you've also got this," and handed me this pig helmet cover. And you turned around to me, didn't you, David, and went, "Oh, it's because you've hosted Peppa Pig."
Yeah.
And then later on, I said to you, "Oh, it's funny as well, because of how closely I worked with Peppa Pig." And yeah, so there was a bit of
no. At Team Spot, they were brilliant. So like, when I booked it in, they were like, I was there a special occasion? I went, "Yeah, it's my mate Stag." I was like, "He's all for a game. So if there's anything that you can do that'll just make it stand out and make it a little bit extra special, then that'll be great." And they were like, "Oh yeah, we got a few things." And then they were like, "You can put these little head covers on where like." When you go out with everyone else on the race course, they all know where the stag is. And I was like, "Oh yeah, what ones have you got?" And she was like, "Oh, we've got a gopher. I think we've got a lion. We've got a pig." And I went, "Stop right there." I was like, "This guy hosted Peppa Pig for many years at Butlins.
Many years.
So you know what?
Times, like,
get it in." And I was like, so that was the one.
What an icon Peppa is. We love Peppa. She is an icon in her own right. So it was only right that she was on the stag with us in heart and mind.
At some form.
So we did that. Got changed. Fair to say, I did stick out a bit like a sore thumb.
I didn't see you in the first race at all, and in the second race, I literally never. I spotted you all the time. There's just a little pink thing just running around the track. It was so good.
But honestly, yeah. So we then did the videos of like, this is what you must do, not do. Then we got onto the track, did our first race, and oh my goodness, the drama. There was drama. There was drama. We had Max Verstappen on trying to overtake everyone, trying to overtake, undertake, bump into everyone. And then there were people that weren't happy with it, and it all went. And I was just like, "What is going on?" I was like, "I don't want to get involved." I was like,
Dan got rammed into the railing. Dan did something with a go-kart I didn't think that was possible. He got rammed so far into the railings that his cart went underneath the tyres.
Honestly, I turned around because I was on the other side of the track, and I saw his car because I didn't realise it was underneath. So I saw his car and I thought he bumped into the barriers. Then I'd seen the bloke ask Dan getting out, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, right, have they asked him to stop driving?" And then he got back in, and I was like, "I wonder what's going on." But I didn't realise that someone had rammed so far in the back much in the back of Dan that he'd gone underneath the barrier and he'd had to get out to be checked on. So yeah, that was all sorted though for the second race, and the second race was a lot smoother, I think. But yeah, we all came off of it like, yeah, we worked out that when you go round the last corner, you really put your foot down and go round.
Yeah, and it was like a stretch where you go, right, from that to that, I can just floor it, and I'm not going to worry.
Yeah,
I actually improved on the second race. I think my average was 41 on the first race, and then I think 38 on the second race. So I'll take that.
Yeah, I think I did as well. I think I did about 45 seconds on the first one as my best, and like 40 on my second one. So not too bad considering. But it was a really nice track. Like, you had a bit going.
It was really good.
Lots of corners. You had a bridge that went over. It was really good, and it's when you turned and you could hear your tyres like screeching because you were like, oh, maybe I'm taking that a bit too much. But
I definitely took a few corners too tight.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. I had the best time, and then we went and watched Man United versus Liverpool in a pub in Manchester, and it was just a lot of fun. I had a bit of game of darts. It was more of like a really nice chill end, not chill end.
It was actually really nice because I thought that it was like we were in the corner on our own, so we weren't in the middle of a room somewhere. We were literally tucked away in a corner with TVs everywhere, food on the table, drinks at the bar, darts right next. It was literally just like, this is exactly what we've been waiting for, just to chill. We did a Premier League quiz. We had to get. Your dad came up with a really good one. He was like, how long will it take you to get all 92 teams in the English Football League? And I think we did it in about 20 minutes. I was like, I'll take that.
Yeah, as a team, because we did it, all of us, so it was 7 of us, worked it out. We did it just under 20 minutes, and that was good. And then we did an FA Cup one, and I think we gave up with that one because there was like 4 teams.
Because the Man United game was quite good, actually.
Yeah, really good. And then we got a taxi back to the Ecom because we were going to watch the Tottenham game. And then we got the Uber, and the Uber was an Arsenal fan.
Second again. Oh, no, not actually.
Oh, honestly, but that taxi driver, the Uber driver, was absolutely class. Like, he was so funny. He matched our energy. Like, he could see that we were like, pumped. We were, and he was like, right, I'm going to match that energy. And it was really nice because the journey went really quickly back to the Ecom. So he was a really nice driver. Then we got back to the Ecom and went to watch the Spurs game. However, realised very quickly none of us had TNT Sports. So I ended up watching Mark Goldbridge highlights for probably about an hour and a half.
And pizza. We had pizza. It was so good.
Oh, and that pizza was the cheesy garlic bread.
Oh, the cheesy garlic bread was elite.
It was so good. And then we all called it a night there, I think. It wasn't a late night, but I think it was about 9:30 that we were all just like, oh, so tired.
We were dragged. We were dragged.
Yeah.
It was a rammed weekend, but it was. Do you know what? It was just so much fun. I think. I mean, I was so worried like throughout the weeks before because it's just like when you're planning a stag do, it's very easy to fall into this mindset of going, let's just go. But actually, the best thing to do is actually you go, but it's got to be tailored to exactly what the stag is. Like, you can go out on any other weekend and go for a big night out and a heavy night out and do whatever you want to do. Like, it's got to be tailored to what the stag wants. No, and that was literally all I wanted to do throughout the whole time was like, right, this has got to be done because this has got to be what Toby would want. This is Toby's stag do.
And that is definitely what you did is like, and every bit of it was planned perfectly of like taking a bit of time, leaving the Preston game slightly earlier so we could spend that time in Preston just going around and having a look at bits and going in pubs that I used to go to and spending some time in the Ecom and having a bit of chill time, but then also going out and doing things like go-karting, bowling, karaoke, and having drinks, but not going on nights out, like out, because we do like going out on the odd occasion, but it's not something that I would say I do. Like, I'm not a out kind of guy, but but it's when you, for example, like, I prefer pubs when they have live music in rather than clubs. And that's exactly what the box was, where it had a really good band. And it was just a really nice vibe in there. So I think you'd planned it to perfection. I wouldn't have changed anything about it. And it was just absolutely spot on. It
was an honour, mate. It was an absolute honour to plan it and to be a stag and to be your best man and it roll on the wedding now, which is very, very exciting, mate.
I know.
We sat there and we said that in the spoons. We went, that's that done now. Like, I mean, I've still got my stag do next month, but for you, it was like, that's that done now. Now, literally, the next thing is now the wedding. That's literally it.
It's crazy. Like, yours to tick off for you, and then once that's done, I think it gets really real for the both of us. Like,
Although I'm
that's
going to say something here, actually, and your missus is doing it, and my missus is doing it. What's all this multiple hen do's? What's going on? Like we, like I've got one stag do. You've got one stag do, and then Hazel has got 3 hen do's. So she's got one with just her general friends, and then she's got one with her family, and then she's got one with my family and friends. And I just went,
yeah.
hang on a minute, how have you managed to get 3 out of this, and I've just booked 1? Like, what is going on here?
Do you know what I think it is? I think where we just sit, nod our heads, and say that sounds good. That is where it's come to bite us, because where Grace and Hazel, pretty much, I'm not going to lie, probably done 95% of the planning. The 5% that we do is sit there and go, that sounds really nice. That 95% allows them to have the extra couple of head.
Yes, so true.
So I'm not going to knock it. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to say I don't get it, because, to be honest, I'm not going to lie, because I felt it the other day, because we've had a few forms through that we've got to fill out, and credit where credit's due to Grace, because she's done them all. And I've just sat there and gone...
I ain't going to lie, I think in terms of planning, in terms of the logistics, I ain't got a clue. So
tell me where and when I need to be, what you need me to do on the day, and I'll be there and do it.
But in terms of the stag, like, it's done now.
Yeah.
Obviously, you said it was exactly the way you would have wanted it to be. When you were on it, how did you actually feel in, like, a general feeling? Because obviously, like, we spoke about it before, it's such a big deal. Like, the important people in your life from all different backgrounds, like you said, like me, Tyler, and Dan, like in particular, just like uni, college, Butlins, like everyone coming together literally just to be there for you.
Yeah.
And obviously you always sit there and, like, it's like a life achievement to go. Obviously, like a standard human being always goes, right, I'm going to do this one day, I'm going to get a job, get married, and then stag do's always a big thing of that, and you've done it. How do you feel?
Do you know what? I was speaking to Lee about this on the way back once we dropped you off, and you look at it and you go, because there was moments during my stag do where I was looking at everyone that I had there, and I think it was in the pub while we were watching the Man United game, and I surrounded myself with really good people, like really nice people. And the bonus is that, for example, Tyler, Dan and you never met each other. Like, you and Dan had met each other on, like, the odd occasion. But, like,
I think once for a suit fitting, that was it.
Yeah, but as getting to know, you know, the 3 of you, getting to know each other, that was the weekend that you'd really, like, met properly the first time. And you all got on so well. And for me, that was the really nice thing, is there were people from different parts of my life that had all come together just to celebrate this thing. But I also was like, do you know what? Let's just have fun and just chill. And it's nice. It was nice to do that with everybody. Like, and yeah, that's the really nice thing. And that's probably the thing I enjoyed most about it, is I had, like you said, like Tyler from college, I had Dan from uni, and I had you from, like, my Butlins time, where I'd met all 3 of you at different points in my life, but we've all come together and had a really good time. And it was really nice to have Lee and my dad there as well, you know, and Taylor, because he joined us. My sister's boyfriend joined us on the Sunday for the football and the go-kart, and it was really nice.
Yeah.
So that was the bonus.
And your dad is very proud of you, mate. Like, you can just see that as well. Like, your dad is just very proud of the man that you've become and the person that you are. So I think that's a credit to you as well. And we were saying on the way home, you sit there and you go, you surround yourself with nice people, and nice people will get on, and that's why it led to a really good weekend. So
no, exactly.
That's down to you as well. And also, we've missed out one final important thing about the stag do, but to lead into it, FPL.
Oh,
So, for anyone that doesn't know, fantasy football is where you pick random players throughout the year in the Premier League, and they get points if they score goals, clean sheets, assists, all these kind of things. We made a Stag Do League right at the beginning of the season, and I think as a group, when we got together for the first time I think it was your suit fitting. So, was that
yeah,
November? Must have been
yeah,
November. We went, let's do an FPL forfeit. The person that is bottom of the FPL league, when we go on the Stag Do, will have to do a forfeit.
yeah.
And for a long time, I thought it was going to be the Stag.
I thought, do you know what? I thought it was going to be me too, and I got, not gonna lie, I got shaky, got a little bit nervous.
A little bit nervous.
Got a little bit nervous. But no, it was Dan, and because to be honest, I'm not going to disclose what he did for those, because to be fair, I mean, if it gets out there to people he knows, but to be fair, he took the forfeit like a champ. That's all I'm going to say. He took that forfeit like an absolute champ and just got on with it and did it. And
just so everyone knows, it was football related.
It was football related, and just hats off to Dan for that, because credit where credit's due. Yeah, I don't think any of us would have wanted to do that.
No, I wouldn't have. But fair play to him.
Yeah. But one more thing I am going to say is my highlight, not highlight because it was all a highlight, but
no, they can have a highlight, mate. Have a highlight.
The comedic moment of the trip. Now, the one moment that we all sat there and went, "Oh God, this is hilarious," and it was going to be Dan for some. I can't remember what he did, but it was going to be. Oh yeah, it was going to be Dan for taking my food. However, there was something else that happened at the Spoons in Preston that topped that. So we were talking about the football game. And he's going to hate me for saying this on here, but I don't care. I love him to pieces, but Dad got his tickets out for the Preston versus Southampton game. And when I'm going to look what seats were on, got the tickets out and scrolled in like he was on his phone, and these were paper tickets. So he was like scrolling in. And then, I mean, I don't know why he told all of us, but I don't think any of us noticed he was doing this. So he stopped and then told us all, and we were like, oh dear. So yeah, that was comedic moment of the Stag for me.
What a moment.
Dad trying to zoom into paper tickets was the moment.
It's insane. That's so good. Bless him. Shout out to Phil, and he did a great job as well, and he was fantastic, and he was such a help when you're planning stuff as well. I mean, shout out to all the boys. When you're trying to book things and sort things out and get everything in, it's good to have people that literally just say yes and go along and pay and everything. They were brilliant. So shout out to them all. Yeah. I think we've come to the end of that, which it was a brilliant weekend. But before we go, I think there's a couple of things that we need to address, some big moments in life. Yeah. And I don't know when I'll be able to get this podcast out, but on Friday, which is the day we're filming, which is today, we have a very, very special birthday, 100 years old, to Sir David Attenborough.
Woo! The big 100. Well done to Sir
What
David.
A legend. I mean, and from me perspective, working as an animal guy, the more you actually... Do you know what I think as a whole? You see a lot of the stuff that he does and things like that, but like you go, actually, there's so much more that he actually does for the community and animals and the world and everything. And just even a lot of people that look at it and go, just the TV programs, and they go, oh, he just voices it. And you go, no, he doesn't. He does so much more to set up and prepare and give these people, you know, the voices and the world to understand what we are doing. So, do you know what? Fully respect to him as a man, and you know, 100 years old, that is impressive.
He'll be getting a card from the King.
You know, yes, he's got a card from the King.
Card from the King. I mean...
The only man to be knighted twice.
Yeah, I did hear that, which was very interesting. Actually, I think I heard that on the Animal Guys video that he posted. That is where I heard it, which didn't realise that. So that's a really cool piece of information.
Two-time knighthood to David Attenborough, so a big shout out to him. But also on a depressing level, from my perspective as a Chelsea fan, I'm going to address something on this podcast, Toby, just so you know in advance what's going to happen.
Okay.
Arsenal have just reached their first Champions League final in 20 years. They will play PSG. I used to work for Arsenal, so it is hard because obviously I did enjoy the job.
Yeah.
But as a fan, I'm telling you right now, Toby, if they win that final
Yeah.
for a few weeks, you'll have to be one mate and a mic because I will be leaving the country and turning off my social. Oh, mate.
Should we
It
just get
can't
Arsenal?
happen.
If they do win it, we'll just get Arsenal fans on for a couple of weeks.
You'll have to, mate, because I'll have to go. I'll have to go. I'm really sorry. Like, do you know what the best thing is at that point? I'm going on a cruise ship. So
Yeah.
for like 4 weeks. So I
Yeah.
can literally just use the excuse that I don't have Wi-Fi and just leave and I'm
That's
happy.
fine.
So
That's fine.
yeah.
I will. If you would like to appear on the podcast while David is hiding away from the Gunners, make sure you let us know and we can get you on.
But no, fair play through gritted teeth, fair play to Arsenal. An English team in each European final, which is good.
Yeah. I reckon at least 2 of the 3 will be won by an English team.
Come on, Palace and Villa! Come on!
You will be glad to know that I think Palace and Villa will be the ones to win there. I don't see Arsenal beating PSG.
No, neither do I. PSG are too good, mate.
But yeah, well, hopefully, because then we can keep the 2 mates going for a bit, and you don't have to take a bit of hibernation.
Take some hiding away leave. I think I'll do that if that happens. But it has been a brilliant episode. It was all about the stag do from Toby's perspective, and again, it was an absolutely fantastic weekend. And
Really.
you know, I think speaking on 2 mates and a mic, I think I'm gonna hand this over to myself to finish the podcast talking about you, Toby, which you'll hate because do you know what I think? In a way, like not in a way, but you are the nicest bloke in the world, hard-working man, and you know, on that stag do, I was very proud to represent you and see how loved you actually are as a person, and you deserve the best time. And like we were talking about the podcast, and I speak to so many different people. Shout out to Paul Flinders, who has said he's watched every single episode in the last week or so because
Paul Flinders.
He's done a lot of journeys, so he's like, I binged them all in one. So fair play to Paul Flinders. But when I speak to people and they go, it is a really nice little podcast to listen to. You're also positive. It's nice to hear. And do you know what? That works because we've got 2, well, from my perspective as well, I think 2 just genuinely nice people. And like from your perspective, you warm so many people. So Toby, it's been an absolute pleasure being your best man, and long live the wedding to come up very soon.
Here we go. And then it's very shortly yours, where I cannot wait to then celebrate you with everyone at your stag do. You been a little bit nervous?
I'm a little bit nervous. Do you know what? I'm excited, but I know there's going to be some surprises on the way. But I'm ready for it. I'm in.
Oh, yes.
I'm in.
Nice.
But I think we will leave that there. Thank you very much for tuning in for another episode of 2 Mates and a Mic. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button down below. Drop a like on the video. Follow us on Instagram and on TikTok as well. We are very close now to 1,000 views since we started this podcast, which is amazing for a new podcast starting out. So thank you for everyone that's listened and will continue to listen. And we will see you next week on an episode of 2 Mates and a Mic. Take it easy, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Up the stag.
Whey!